mean, where do I start with this? I'm just an average guy from California, born and raised, but I was born into a Brazilian family, so football's most certainly in my blood. But I hadn't really watched football religiously until I was about 10, and that's when I started supporting Man United. You know, many people from the US, they support Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea. But things changed around fall of 2018 when I decided to pick up FIFA 16 after not playing it for a while. I decided to play as AFC Wimbledon in career mode because they were the lowest ranked team in the game in Football League 2. And I wanted to get them all the way up to the Premier League on the hardest difficulty setting on the game. And pretty soon after playing career mode, I decided to follow the team because why not? I wanted to see how they were doing. They weren't doing very well at the time. It was the Great Escape season in which I started following them. But then I did a little more research in the club, and I ended up stumbling across their story, and there are many parts of that story that I truly love. How they won the FA Cup in 1988 against all odds against Liverpool, how their club got too big for their old stadium in Plough Lane, how they had to share a stadium with Crystal Palace until they ended up getting bought out by, the club that shall not be named, really. And then how they started again from the ground up and got promoted 6 times in the span of 13 seasons. All of that combining into one absolutely amazing story that I became fully behind ever since I found out about it. And not too long after that, that's actually when AFC Wimbledon played West Ham, and AFC Wimbledon were in a position where they were dead bottom in the league, and they had almost no hope of winning this one. But then, I watched the game live. I wanted to see how they did, and they absolutely crushed it. And at the time, I didn't go crazy because at the time I wasn't, a die-hard Womble. I was more so someone that wanted to see them succeed. But after that game, that's when I shed every little ounce I had of allegiance for Man United, and that's when I fully committed to being an AFC Wimbledon supporter. Fast forward to 3 games left in the season in which they were playing away at Luton Town. I remember going to school, and I was sitting in my English class, constantly checking the scores, seeing 90 plus 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden I see that 1 turn into a 2. And all I could do at that moment was just fist pump. But deep down inside, I was ecstatic. And it was right then and there when I decided I'm going to buy the next match pass. The next match against Wycombe Wanderers was an absolutely vital game for their season. The relegation battle at this point was razor thin, with any little slip of potentially ruining their entire season. And I actually recorded my live reaction to this game, but I kind of just stashed it away for a while.
Cameraman's in the way. Get out of the way. Let him take the corner. Yes! There you go, Piggott. Let's go. You have 49 points. There you go. Let's go. Wimbledon are out of the relegation zone. Let's go. 3-0. Ha! Plymouth are losing 3-0. Yes. 3-0. 0-3 Plymouth and 0-3 Scunthorpe. Haha. Oh.
And they've got equaliser.
Oh fuck, eh? Oh my god, get the fuck out of there. Oh. Get in! Get in! Get in! Let's go!
2-1. Rolling up back in front.
You should see how scrappy this goal was. Come on. Over. Yes!
And that's it, won by 2-1.
Woo!
Relief around this stadium.
Yes!
Vital afternoon for Wimbledon. 3 massive points.
And the season after that, I bought 3 monthly passes, which ended up costing me about $60 US. I think the lowest point of that season was when they lost 1-0 to Tranmere. It was a very, crucial relegation battle that ended up going Tranmere's way. I'm just wondering if there's any way that AFC Wimbledon are going to stay up. And luckily for them, COVID happened a couple of games before the season ended, and they ended up finishing right above Tranmere in the points per game tally. So another close shave, and we move on to the next season, which I actually bought the season pass for $230 US, guys. Needless to say, I was committed. At that point in time, I saw that there was nobody posting videos on YouTube about AFC Wimbledon, at least as a Wimbledon fan. All the videos I saw on there were fan reactions from other teams, with notable names being Alex Griffin, The Mad Mistake, etc. And that's when I decided to start doing videos about AFC Wimbledon, starting with that 4-4 goal fest against Plymouth Argyle. That was disappointing. Very disappointing. That was my start as an AFC Wimbledon personality, and I had posted maybe 6 to 7 more post-match reaction videos until I decided to try my hand at live streaming. The first one coming earlier in the season when AFC Wimbledon drew 1-1 against MK Dons. The narrative that I had for AFC Wimbledon that I constantly expressed in the live stream and reaction videos is that they have a lot of potential, especially with a lot of youngsters like Jack Rodoni coming up from the academy last season, Ayuba Sal coming up from the academy this season, Ollie Palmer being picked up from Crawley. But in the beginning of the season, we kept giving away stupid goals, and then once we sacked Glenn Hodges and picked up Mark Robinson, we struggled to score at first, but then we picked it up later in the season. The first real gleam of hope in our survival chances was actually the game against Charlton at home. Yeah, I'm just setting this up real quick. Yes! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Dude, there was a short goal kick, and they have completely bottled it. They'd have completely bottled it. And then that nail biter against Northampton Town. Because I think it's over, guys. Come on. Come on. Blow the whistle. Couple headers won by both sides. It's a penalty. I don't fucking believe it. Are you fucking joking? I don't think it was enough for a penalty if I'm fair here. Hoskins to take. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Zenit. Let's go. Ball don't lie, baby. Ball don't lie. I mean, this was just the beginning. They ended up beating Accrington Stanley 5-1 and Ipswich Town 3-0. Both of those games in which I did get to watch little bits and pieces, but I was on vacation. Needless to say, I was absolutely elated. I was happy to see Ollie Palmer getting his first double since Crawley Town. I was happy to see Ayuba Sal playing to his full potential with a clinical finish against Accrington, as well as showing off his high work rate with constant runs off the ball, as well as getting stuck into tackles despite his lack of physicality. The job wasn't finished yet though, as they did face Oxford, who are fighting for a playoff spot. I do think now that the way Oxford are looking, I do think it's not far-fetched to think that they will get a second goal. Easy collection for Nick Zanev, able to roll it out to Nessa Guinness Walker. 40-yard run, he's constantly going, he's still on the ball. Corner kick is swung in. Decent ball at the top of the 6, Nightingale! Handball! It's a penalty for AFC Wimbledon. And now Joe Pigot's going to take the penalty. It's in, easy slot, bottom right-hand corner. Ollie Palmer wins the knockdown, rather a chest down, tries to play it over to Piggott, but the ball has been deflected back to Alex Woodyard with his left foot making a run from that center mid position. Alright, dispossessed by Jack Rodoni. Now a little bit of a 1-2 played by Ryan Longman. He has a lot of space down that right-hand side. Can he find Ollie Palmer? Surely a penalty. It's a penalty! Let's go! Come on! Joe Pigott to take. The keeper saved it! No! And that was a poor penalty. One more opportunity here as George Dobson lumps it forward, but not high enough. Luckily, it was Che Alexander to get on the end of that one. Joe Pigott knocks it down. Top of the post! Joe Pigott! Let's go! Come on! Get in there! Come on! All the way to the back post. Ollie Palmer is able to head it away, not fully clear. Yes, Nista Guinness Walker clears his lines for sure. Surely that's got to be the halftime or full-time whistle. The full-time whistle's blown. AFC Wimbledon have pulled a rabbit out of the hat out of absolutely nothing. And that was truly the nail in the coffin. Even after losing their next game against Portsmouth, they had some help with the results below them. And the comeback kids, the savage survivalists, whatever you want to call them, once again, they have lived to see another day. But yeah, that concludes the story of how me, just an average California kid, became an AFC Wimbledon supporter as well as an AFC Wimbledon YouTube personality. Here's hoping that next season they don't resort to survival again, and this time they maybe push for a top 6 finish or maybe a mid-table finish. And I do think that they're going to maybe push for that top 6, especially with the fans coming back to the stadium. next year, and I fully intend on going to the first game at Plough Lane. I will be going to England and France and Germany this summer, so I'm going to be looking forward to meeting all of my AFC Wimbledon brethren. That being said, thank you for the support. Much love and peace.